2 tests Grant Fox has played. The start to the 3rd test of the 93 Lions series is signalled by Patrick Rabanne of France. The 2nd test of this 3-test series begins at Athletic Park. 12 metres inside the Lions' half. The All Blacks playing with just that breeze behind them, still not too significant.
No, I think the sun at the moment, and particularly in Athletic Park, the first half, Grant Fox should be putting a few big bombs in the air to test Gavin Hastings. Obviously, he was favouring that hamstring, and the sun is quite hard to pick those balls up when they're coming down.
We come to the first line out there, as there appears to be some injury to Dewi Morris. The All Blacks playing the 2-man line out wide, and that's significant.
Very significant, John. They called the short line out right from the start. Obviously, on a very bad about the Lions.
Hastings using Underwood. Underwood's chip sits up there for Timu. Beats the first one, Clark. Gets a call from Preston. It's settled on the All Blacks 10 metres. Fox playing halfback. The breeze will make it just a bit rocky for Hastings, but he's safe and secure. Down at the front, there's Brown and behind him, so the judges have moved around a bit. Coxley right at the tail of this line-out. Interesting formation there. The Lions win it, however. Morris and Andrew. Kerwin back to Test rugby. Taken. Fitzpatrick was there.
Tremendous work by Fitzpatrick to get back and defend there, help Kerwin out from a very tight situation. Good play by Fitzpatrick.
27.
Orthodox line out now. The big man in the middle, that's Bayfield, towering above the middle of the line-out. Clark, the most impressive of the Lions forwards on this tour. Winterbottom not far behind them. Now the Lions an attacking option. Andrew goes for the high kick. The first test for Timu today. Got nowhere near it as the Lions forwards came through. Now the big drive from the Lions. Andrew sells the dummy and is wrapped up by Brook. Outside. To Patrick Rabanne, and there was a bit of a scuffle back before or after that last ruck, which saw the ball go high from Andrew.
Yes, I think there was 2 Lions forwards having a go at Mark Critchley off the ball. There was a real scrap going on off the ball. I don't know if you can quite see it in that shot, but real fighting taking place.
That will be what the touch judge is talking about. And a penalty. Defensive one to the All Blacks.
Well, it was Ben Clark and Peter Winterbottom sitting to Mark Critchley. He really had his hands full trying to look after 2 of them at the same time.
2 to 1 odds, that's not bad.
Sideline is Grant Nisbet. What's the wind condition like down at your area?
Not that significant really, John. The interesting thing, of course, is the Lions gave the wind away in the first half, so they must have listened to the weather forecast, which suggests it will intensify a little, and they'll have it behind them in the second spell.
Indication there, not too much breeze for Wellington. Hits the first tackle. Infield was Clark. Alongside him Moore. The big drive from the Lions. A stunning start from them, but Jones sets it up. Clark will kick.
John, this is a real impressive start from the Lions playing into the wind. They've really come out and at times on tour they've threatened to put it together, but they're really steaming.
Prescott and Gibbs in centre field. The big men, Bayfield and Coxley, not very clean, but Preston will be happy to get it. Oh, just failing to find the touchline. Hastings running up from the 22. They're intent on winning it. Underwood never even made an effort to get to that one.
Well, it was on to counter-attack. He had two men outside him, decided to cut the first guy out, but that pass was just a little bit wide.
So midway between the 10 metre and 22 of Lions. No score in this second test. Johnson winning that ball to Morris, who seems to be favouring his hand. He injured it in the last game, and the Lions get a penalty. Louis Morris, the Welsh-born and bred, but England representative.
The early lineouts, John, are favouring the Lions already. We've seen Cooksley come into the lineout for the All Blacks, but Mayfield and Johnson doing a great job for the Lions.
One world of sport, live from Athletic Park in Wellington. Couple, very, very strong, able to stand and just brush off that attempted tackle by Zinzambro. The Lions holding him. All the forwards in, except for Clark, who's standing out amongst the backs. Andrew, again the high one. Winterbottom up. The halfway line. The Lions really moving it. Rory Underwood in there, getting it free. Clark tries to barrel his way through it. The All Blacks were going over the top. Two Lions players down. You see Morris and also Clark. And it is a very impressive forward start, Wayne Graham, by the Lions.
Yes, they're really taking it to the All Black pack. The All Blacks talked during the week of putting in the big hits in the rucks and the mauls as far as that goes, but the Lions are getting there quicker and they're getting that ball out. There we see Jamie Joseph just coming around offside.
You might just see it here. Watch the elbow come down from Jamie Joseph. I think that's the reason. That's pretty nasty stuff.
Line out then. The All Blacks defending. Hopefully the wingers might see plenty of ball today. Johnson was well held in. Looked to be lifted up that time. Patrick Van, I think not straight there. 38,000 people at Athletic Park in Wellington. John Preston playing his first home test. Caught by his opposite number. The Lions roaring at the moment. Leonard. The 22 looms for the Lions. Guard. But the whistle sounds, the referee indicating a penalty to the All Blacks. Morris, for about the third time in the opening 10 minutes of this game, is down.
Well, it was good defence. I see the All Black back line is pretty keen to get back into position. Once they've committed themselves to the tackle, they're trying to get out of the melee, out of the body area, get back out there into position, which is what they're a little bit slow doing in the first test.
Play carries on while Dewi Morris is receiving some attention.
Morris would seem to be in a lot of trouble there, John, and Robert Jones is warming up.
Yes, he got injured in the very first minute of the game, John, a hand injury, and it hasn't really recovered much, and I doubt very much whether we'll see much more of Derry Morris in this game. As you can see, Robert Jones warming up, and he may well be on the track fairly shortly. I see the referee now going to check on Derry Morris. It's a vital position, halfback, and he doesn't want to let the game carry on without him. but Morris has been in strife right from the start of this game.
Yes, he received a hand injury initially. Now it looks like the left knee. He is coming back, limping back, so Derry Morris stays there. Robert Jones stays on the sideline. 10 minutes gone, no score. The Lions winning plenty of line-out possession. Guscott pumps it high. Timmy was out there waiting for it. It was a leap by a line which took the ball down initially. Then Michael Jones gained it. Preston, Fox. Now the wind behind him, and Fox sends it way down towards the goal line.
It's a good kick by Grant Fox. He had the opportunity to move that ball on from that rock. He elected to bang it down, gain some territory. It wouldn't surprise me if the All Blacks win this line out that the next kick will be the big bomb under the sticks.
The All Blacks haven't done much attacking in this live action from Athletic Park so far. Banks his first handle. Cowan, the tackle was successful on him. Gibbs coming across. Now Preston, there's no Banks there. Fox kicking for him. Evans, Hastings and Tuamimara. Evans clears. Now Preston has Timmer inside him. They might be able to link up a bit now. Preston judging it, bouncing it just over the goal line. And now dead. The restart, Brook couldn't quite handle it. Coxley does. Just turned and with them was tackled. Preston and Fox. There we go. A bomb under the posts for Hastings. He's out in the field of play, loses it. And Clark was there. Yes. He deliberated for a while, Patrick Robert, and then awards the try to Aaron Clark. The All Blacks leading 5-0. Gavin Hastings doesn't look wrecked at all.
Well, I can't. This is a good kick by Grant Fox, but referee Patrick Robert, he blew the whistle very early here. I don't think he was going to award the try. That's a definite try, no doubt about it. Great kick, Grant Fox.
Well, we were always waiting for the bomb to go up from Fox, and when it did, it was a beauty, and Hastings had trouble holding on to that one, but Robin definitely blew the whistle before that try was scored.
Well, it was great following up by Clark. The mistake was made by Hastings. Ronnie Clark, who scored 2 tries in his debut at Athletic Park. Fox adds the extra 2. It's 7 points to 0.
I think what happened actually, Joe, was that the referee was a bit unsighted. Gavin Hastings had his back to him and he assumed that he had taken the ball cleanly and went to award the mark and suddenly realised he made a botch of it and had to change his mind.
Well, it's nice to have a referee who can do that. The All Blacks leading 7 points to 0. Now that's better Northern from the All Black pack. More cohesion here. It's only Brian Moore stopping them at the moment. Coxley has the ball in the middle. Now the All Blacks were caught out in the first test by all those loose forwards standing off. This time they've decided to hold it a bit longer. Hastings the fair catch.
Yes, he made sure of taking that one. He was all concentration as that kick came down from Preston. But Preston kicks well from the base. Stewie puts up some great kicks.
He has the ball again, Preston. Fox spotting the big gap out there behind Evans. Great kick.
Anyway, I think the Grant Fox has put down those rugby plays down here. That's sensational timing. But again, nice call from John Preston, took the high ball well. Foxy caught it from outside it, whacked it down. This is where you've got to play your rugby, down on the Lions 22. A lot of play off the ball with some guys pretty niggly out there at the moment.
Yes, the All Blacks very conscious of keeping those Lions forwards in the back of that ruck.
That's Clark towards the tail of the Lions line-out. He's a very good leaper. Tuingamala called in to take it and does. He set it up well too for the All Blacks. There's no short side to use. The All Blacks keeping it tight. Keeping it tight still. Joseph taking it off Cooksley. Brown and Dowd. No trying to run it off the racks and walls at the moment. They're just keeping it in there. Now the backs. Clark. Well, Cleveland, lovely take from an awkward pass. The Lions just swarm to the tackle situation though. The All Blacks taking it in.
Well, not good distribution from Moroni Clark then. It was a poor pass he threw it, and he made John Keoghan made him look good. You need to run a bit straight at the backs. No one's punching onto that ball straight up the middle.
An attacking opportunity here for the Lions. It's in centre field. They can move either side. Morris, Andrew, still inside the 22. Decides to use the boot. Rob Andrews showing that he's more than just a kicker on this tour.
These line-outs are going to be the making or breaking of the game. The Lions are winning the line-out 7-3 at the moment.
Yes, it would be fair to say that Cooksley really hasn't made any impression at all at line-out time, Stu. The Lions are winning it at the front and now at the back through Clark.
They were giving Joseph a chance that time. Preston runs. Bunce is taking in 3 tacklers, now releasing. The backs. This for Kerwin. Just a little bit far. Hastings. Right down the touchline for Timu. Now there's no fullback there. Who's gone back to cover? It's Underwood. Underwood making sure of the touchline. 7 points to 0. The All Blacks leading. The try to Clark converted by Fox.
Well, like we saw in Christchurch, the British Lions have an organised defence. We won that ruck. The Grant Fox had 2 men outside him, but there were just 6 or 7 red jerseys there, and he elected to kick, which was the only option he really had.
Front of the line-out ball for the All Blacks. Clark in at centre this time.
Good to see that skip pass there, Stu. Shifted Clark out to centre, missed out Frank Bunce, and it gave Ronnie all the room to put in that kick to the corner.
Wales Island, 31. Wales Island, 31.
Lions throw. Morris getting plenty of it from inside the 22 using Guscott. Dreadful kick. Jeremy Guscott, such a star attacker, but we haven't seen too much of it on this tour. Jason Leonard hauled into this test. He was a specialist loose head. He's packing on the tight head side. Time to bite the nails. Free kick there for the All Blacks, so 30 metres out. Patrick Robin of France is the referee. Fitzpatrick actually asking the referee to make sure that the opposition are back 10 metres. They are now. The tap and the move from Zinzambrook looking at Kerwin. 3 tacklers on him, but plenty of Lions forward standing out. There are about 10 Lions out in the back line. The All Blacks need to keep it tight. Joseph barges. Fitzpatrick just taking it back in. Fox and Butts on the step. Olo Brown, the first man there. I think we're going to see a lot of rocking and mauling today from this All Black team. Still again, lots of Lions standing off.
Yes, the All Blacks are having the same problem they had in the first test. The Lions have got their defence stacked so well that the All Blacks don't seem to be able to penetrate at all. They always seem to have numbers on defence and making those crucial first tackles.
That really has made it so difficult for the All Black backs to get going, Stu, hasn't it? The ball just hasn't been freed up to them when there's even just a one-on-one situation.
Yes, we'll need one or two more runners coming off the rucks to keep sucking in the fringing lines and then move it on the drive. The ball's no good to John Preston when it's static.
One World of Sport is live from Athletic Park in Wellington. Now Morris. This is Richards off the back with Morris just holding it out nicely for Andrew. Evans has seen very little action in the two tests. His kick down to Tinu is not a bad one.
Touch judge has the flag out on this side. An infringement on Yayan Evans.
So an infringement on Yayan Evans and a penalty, a kickable 1-2 for the Lions.
I think he indicated that someone foot tripped one of the British Lions got foot tripped. Nice little double weight move by the Lions. He knows he's getting squeezed. He elects to kick, and it was not a bad kick. Oh well, that's Michael Jones just making life a little bit uncomfortable on Yayan Evans.
Yes, I think Robin was particularly... He gave the Lions a good yardage there. I don't think the ball went quite that far, but it's now come well within Hastings' range into the wind. It was a clever blindside move by the Lions, wasn't it? They had the confidence inside their own 22 to use that blindside, and they did it reasonably well.
The previous time from that position they kicked it. This time they decided to run it, varying their attack. Gavin Hastings in his 50th international. Poster. Oh, mistake. Evans swooped on that. The Lions could not take advantage. They do get the scrum in.
Yes, every pop's worst nightmare when that ball ricochets off the upright like that. It came out to Dowd. He wasn't ready for it and spilled it. Very fortunate that the Lions didn't score. There's a real pressure scrum on here. There's a lot of line support down at that end of the ground too, John. They're really starting to charge for the Lions.
Big blindside going right for the Lions. They use it. Bringing in Evans, linking up Underwood. Clark, does it clear? No! Super tackle from Michael Jones.
The well-worked move. 3 scissors, Ben Clark. And this is a great tackle by Michael Jones. Good body position.
Tremendous loose forward play defensively from Jones. He came from the other side of the scrum, remember, to knock that player out in the corner.
But the heat's still on the All Blacks.
A crucial right uptake there from Cooksley. Preston gets a scramble kick away straight down the throat of Hastings. Tuiamala makes the tackle. Players inside the 10 and oh, hang on. Yes, it's a penalty to the All Blacks. Gavin Hastings. Where is it? No, it is. It's gone to the Lions. I thought that would have been the case.
Yes, man offside there, John, on the kick from Preston. Inga looks to be in a wee bit of trouble, but I think it was against Ronnie Clark, and the referee offered the scrum back where the kick was made or the penalty where it landed, and obviously they took the penalty.
Tuangamala just receiving some attention on the far side as well, so hopefully he stays on. The scrum back would have been an interesting option too, because I think Preston may have kicked that ball from right on that goal line, so they've elected to have the shot. Gavin Hastings scored 46 points for the British Isles and internationals. If anyone can kick this goal, he can. 7-0, the All Blacks lead. It's still 7-0. 2 misses by Hastings, who remember kicked 6 penalties at Lancaster Park. Quick restart. Hastings getting back quickly, taking it, looking into the sun. Winterbottom ever present. Underwood, no way through. So back into the forwards it goes. Wrenched away by Clark. Running it out. There are numbers. There are numbers out there. Gibbs just got the chase. Timo with the fly kick. Well, it looked to be numbers out there for the Lions if the passes had been made. But Gibbs decided to put the kick through. Penalty to the All Blacks, taken by Fox. Looks like he's going to leave the field, but my word, the Lions had men there, had the overlap out there. If only they could have skipped that last pass, Stu, they would have been away. Well, these are the options that I mentioned prior to the game, Wayne. The options that just, that pass, that ball just should have kept going wide. They had men out there, they had some quickest wingers in the world, and they just never got there.
Matthew Cooper just standing by. Inga got a kick in the shin, and it's a little bit painful. Now, defensive scrum here for the Lions, inside their 22. In a fairly even scrum so far. Slow heel for the Lions. Morris checks that short side. The Lions have it on the 10-metre mark now. They win it quickly, using the big men. So the Lions just getting inside their 22, but breaking out quite easily. Yes, I think the All Blacks perhaps a little lucky after that pressure from the Lions to get out of that. Now we see the Lions working their way back up the touchline. They're really contesting. They're right in this match, Stu. There's not a lot between them. Well, they had a line out and a scrum, inches from the All Black goal line, and they never put points on the board. When you get the opportunities, you've got to go try and seal them. The Lions attacking, 12 metres inside the half. Brian Moore throwing, one world of sport, live action from Athletic Park. Lions have mauled quite effectively in the early stages of this game. We're 28 minutes through, 7-0, the All Blacks leading. The penalties being dished out thick and fast in this first spell. Well, that one there was on Sean Fitzpatrick. The French referee is indicating that he came in on an offside position. He's got to come around from the last man on the ruck or more. Be interesting to have a look at that again. That'll be 3 shots at goal for Gavin Hastings, a man who was in doubt right up until yesterday. Well, the law says that players must join rucks and mauls behind the offside line. Now, what's Sean Fitzpatrick out there on the blind side? He comes in. Well, that's pretty harsh, I think, because I think he came around from behind. Certainly shows that, doesn't it? But what real confidence booster stuff for the Lions forward pack. They really took it to the All Blacks there, and they were marching them up the park. Give them a lot of confidence. The Lions are desperate. Hastings 9 from 2. Yes, this time. 7 points to 3. Hastings, the penalty goal.
The Lions deserving points. They've done a lot of attacking. The All Black defensive screen has been very good. They've kept the Lions at bay, but they have conceded now one penalty at 7-3.
That's real clever play by Morris in the Lions pack. Firstly, we saw Bayfield go very high and bring that one down, and Morris into the wind just knew he had to work up that short side, chipped it up the line and put it into touch. Clever play from the wee halfback.
Advantage there to the Lions at line-out time.
They're certainly looking very, very controlled in the forward pack.
Another great ball. The Lions really have an edge there. Now this is a minute I want to see how it go. Scott Gibbs, he's such a hard runner. Piercing the backline defence. But Ronnie Clark was brought in for his tackling. Scott Gibbs really having a go at them. So centre field scrum now. Lions attacking. Using that wide right-hand side there, the Lions. Hastings just pushing it down inside the 22.
Let's get played by the British Lions. Steady scrum, straight feed from Dewey Morris to the blind side to pick up Gavin Hastings, grab a kick through. And this centre, Scotty Gibbs is a good player. He went through that All Black defensive line like a dose of salts.
Learned that at Swansea. Now he's rated the best thrower into the lineouts in the world. Sean Fitzpatrick looking for his man. He gets Zinzanbrook. The All Blacks, they're winning vital lineouts inside their 22. And they're right on that defensive area. Now Jamie Joseph took the ball out briefly and then ran it back into the forwards.
There's not a lot of point mauling the ball from here with the wind behind you. It's really get it back and kick it down the field. Preston's waiting there. They really should try and free it up.
Communication breakdown there with four of the All Blacks going away in their own wall, thinking one of them had the ball. And the All Blacks have the wind behind them, Stu. That's the tactic, maybe.
That just forces the British Lions to put more men in to combat that drive. What the All Blacks need to do, just sniffing out the Lions, British Lions a couple of points in percentage.
Some excellent leaping on the far side, isn't it, Grant?
Magnificent take there by Martin Johnson. They're doing well at the lineouts, the Lions.
Papua, he's very strong at maul time. Morris. Close to the ricks and mauls. The defence of both sides is very, very strong. Penalty this time to the Lions. Another shot at goal.
Touch judges in again. Right change. Let's have a look. It's against one of the All Blacks. So probably the penalty won't change.
In the meantime, it's another penalty. Yes, it is, and that's 4 from practically the same spot for Gavin Hastings.
Well, he's a good runner, Dewey Morris, but that's a nice tackle by Michael Jones. And that's like a dockside ball in there, isn't there, really? Definitely a hand, a black hand in there.
You notice Sean Fitzpatrick gesturing to the touch judge, but it didn't go the All Blacks' way.
Difficult to tell what the touch judge was involved for from that angle.
Well, this is a crucial kick for Gavin Hastings with just 5 minutes till half-time. The Lions playing into the wind. If he can slot this, make it 7-6 and turn around with the sun and the wind, they're well and truly in the game.
Gavin Hastings tops 50 points for Lions in Test matches. For
most matches if you make elementary errors like that. That's called schoolboy stuff.
Well, options for the Lions here. This is in centre field. 4 coming left, 2 going right for the Lions. And there's an elementary mistake by the Lions this time.
Well, tough call from Roban.
Zinzambrook taking it. Well, it's a little bit untidy in there from the Blacks. They might well have turned it over. Referee Roban point. Yes, they have. Andrew. Timu was screaming in for that until the All Blacks don't gain it. Running off the Lions, the halfway. The Lions forwards getting there and setting very quickly. This is Papuwo. Not a fair contest here onto Fox. Again, well laid up for the Lions backs. Andrew playing into the wind. The Lions coaching the All Blacks back inside the 22. Timu pressure. One option there. He stays on his feet. Now he must release it. Concede the penalty.
Dean Richards taking guys out of play. He's going to go and smash it over the top. He's got to go inbound with one of his players. He's went straight in over the top. And I wish he'd clean his boots too.
And pull the socks up.
Well, the socks are okay, but the boots are a bit messy.
Well, it's gripping stuff, isn't it? And the reality of the situation is that the Lions are perhaps playing better. Just looking there at the replay, it's Dean Richards obviously coming in and taking players out.
Yes, I see what you mean about the boots, Stu.
Well, they haven't seen a lot of coat of polish, have they?
Might be a tradition with them, not clean my boots. It doesn't set his play, that's for real. Yes. Well, the Lions' forward effort has been very impressive. They're making life really quite comfortable for Morris. Hardly even moving. Clark goes in to claim the ball. All Blacks now in a bit of a roll. Using it through Joseph. The halfway. They step over the top of him. Preston and Turner again. This time he holds it. Brook, lots of skills and a big pass. Clark running it straight up to probably the best midfield tackler in the team, Gibbs. Jason Lennon applauds the call from the referee, which is a penalty against the All Blacks.
Well, he's indicating that the All Black player prevented someone from not playing the ball. I thought we took the ball in ourselves. There's Ronnie Clark. Well, how's he going to be able to play the ball from there? And will he get penalty goes against us? Oh, no. That's a rough call. I'm sure we took that ball in, John.
Definitely. Ronnie Clark took it in.
By Ronnie Clark. I don't think that he really should have had a look at Dean Richards and Scott Gibbon to try and bust them open.
Morris waiting. Morris has kicked quite well from the base of the scrums. That's going just a little bit too far. Was it taken over by an All Black or not?
I think they're going to come back up. His hand.
Yeah, touched his hand all right. That's the reason Timu had to kick.
Well, Morris, the Lions halfback, is just reading it so well around the edges. He's keeping that forward pack going up the field.
Morris now backs in action. The drop from Andrew. Yes! Rob Andrew puts the Lions in front by 9 points to 7. That was a super drop goal too, and again coming from line-out ball by the Lions, Wayne.
Well, comes from Bayfield, doesn't it? Watch the experience here of Rob Andrew. Goes onto his left foot, bang, straight down the middle. Crucial points before half-time.
He's kicked 15 drop goals for England, Rob Andrew, so he's no mean achiever on that role. He puts the Lions in front. The All Blacks, Cooksley, running quite upright, but able to free the ball. It's there for Preston now. Jones wins the dummy. The All Black backs the trap back by Bunce. The first tackle was missed. It gives the All Blacks a little edge. Preston once more. Man on man out there. Clark running it back in field. Brook is with him. The ball is sealed by the All Blacks. No way to go. Tuiamara. The Lions' defence is very, very tight. Brook checking the options there. Can see there's a lot of Lions standing off.
That's better play. That's better control of the ball.
The All Blacks not moving the Lions yet. They need to change direction. They'll get the switch going left. They do through Brook. Now Joseph. Quick hands now. Oh, Tuiamara loses it. And the Lions escape. Charged down. And carried back.
Well, it's got everything.
Oh, absolutely enthralling stuff.
Final scrum, John, before the half.
The Blacks really need to score here, Stu.
Well, their scrum's not that solid. It's a loose head for the Lions. A mistake needed. No. Morris clears it quickly. 40 minutes gone. There is the half-time whistle. And so in the second test at Athletic Park, through one world of sport, the Lions are leading the All Blacks by 9-7. The second 40-minute commences. The Lions playing with the wind behind them. That's a mistake from the start. Going over the goal line without being touched. The All Blacks take the scrum in centre field.
I don't believe that. These guys don't know the rules. The point to make here, John, is that the Lions have lost, in the first test, they lost to Otago, Auckland and Hawke's Bay. They were winning at half-time. They're winning in this game, the first half. Let's see what they can do in the next 40 minutes because they seem to tend to slap to turn the engine off.
Clark not able to crack the advantage line there. There's Ian Jones in, number 19 for Cooksley. Long pass looking for Tuiamara. On Evans. Hastings, oh, that's not tidy play from a fullback. Bunce trying to open it. What a super pass! John Cowan! Clark was in support very quickly and Michael Jones, but it was Bunce who set it up for Preston.
There's a great tackle by Jeremy Gaskett on John Cowan.
Second half starts at blistering speed.
Well, it's nice to see the hand out that way. Not Nick Popperwell.
I think it was Martin Johnson. There he is, here, the culprit. He jumped on top of the All Black wall just as it started to gain momentum and collapsed it, deliberately collapsing them all. Penalty All Blacks.
Well, let's the All Blacks a little bit more enterprising, which we want to cover. We all paid money to come and have a look at. Great tackle by Jeremy Gaskett. Another good tackle there by Scott Gibb. Well, I think it might have been Rob Andrew. 6s and 7s at the moment. The All Blacks try and get the drive on. It then gets dropped. Well, he's deliberately collapsing that. Doesn't really matter how innocent he looked. That's just deliberately going over the other side and bringing it down. That's a no-no. I noticed too in the first half, John, the balls kept coming back from the crowd.
Martin Johnson, his first test for the Lions. He's only played one test for England. He was actually in the New Zealand Colts team in 1990 and picked with him was Mark Cooksley. Clark and Timu. Communication is there. Oh, Timu's kick goes up and back over his head. Fox is swamped. Now the Lions using Richards as halfback, and Andrew will love kicking with this wind behind him. And he kicks brilliantly. 3 metres short of the corner flag.
Well, the All Blacks can take something out of Rob Andrew's book, his kicking book. That kick of John Timmy's was just an absolute waste of time. When you play into the wind at Athletic Park, you angle all your kicks down the touchline. Low, flat kicks, which forces the opposition. When you kick in the middle, it gives the Lions options to go left or right or straight up the middle. It's not good kicking from John Timmy.
Oh, look at the ears there. Look at the anticipation there on Popular's face. He knows it's only 5 metres to the goal line.
All Blacks throw, one, eventually by Brook. That's Robin Brook, Preston checking. Zinzan Brook has it there now. Now that's a very good shot of the All Blacks low driving. How well combined they are, nice and low and pushing the Lions back. The back's ready just in case it comes free. All Black backs will be watching an admiration at the forward effort there, gaining 20 metres.
Well, that was a significant line-out win from Robin Brook there under pressure, the All Blacks, but the Lions count at line-out time is 14-7, John. Significant advantage. The second half, the All Blacks have got the wind advantage. That means that they're playing into the wind, so the ball will drift their way. They need to win a constant supply of line-out ball.
14-7, the line-out count against the All Blacks. 1 world of sport. Athletic Park in Wellington. The Lions up 9-7. Scott Gibbs running it hard up the guts. Now, Andrew with Guscott, the attacker. Evans. Ambushed there by Fitzpatrick and Jones. Richards knocking it over.
Oh, that was a great attacking opportunity for the Lions. They won the line out. They moved it out to midfield. They came back right. They could have won that next phase. They would have been points on the board.
Well, it's been a pretty even contest at scrum time too, I think, Wayne Graham, with the Lions having almost a completely new front row.
Yes, Leonard's handling it remarkably well for a specialist loose head on this tight head side. He's really helping that scrum. The Lions scrum, to be fair, has only been average right throughout the tour, but they're scrummaging well this afternoon.
Well, the referee had 4 goes at putting that scrum down, and now decides the All Blacks are at fault and gives the Lions a free kick. Now, Rob Andrew using the high one. Both sets of forwards swarm to where the ball is. Only 5 metres out for the Lions. Penalty in front of the posts.
Well, vital stuff right underneath the posts. Hastings was in there going high for the ball. He knew the opportunity was there to score points. Bad mistake from the All Blacks.
Well, presumably it was for the All Blacks not allowing Hastings to release the ball in the tackle.
In situations like this, John, the All Blacks are better just to let the Lions have the ball and rely on your defensive ability to knock them over, instead of just giving them 3 points like this.
The Lions further into the lead. The first points of the second spell, 12 points to 7. 90 points on tour for Gavin Hastings. 3 penalties today.
Well, at half-time, Sean Fitzpatrick talked to the All Blacks about control and discipline, and he got it for about 6 or 7 minutes, but the discipline fell down under the goalpost.
The All Blacks trailing by 5. They get a lucky bounce this time, but they're getting shoved off the ball by the Lions. Fortunate to retain it. Block-busting run there from Tuamamara. And Clark's at the bottom of that. Fox, bounce.
Just the news on Mark Cooksey for you, John. It's a hamstring problem, and he was finding it very difficult towards the end of that first half, and so that was the reason for him leaving the field at half-time.
That probably might explain why he just wasn't getting up in the air and competing for that ball win.
Yes, very disappointed there, Mark Cooksley, but really had his... it was always going to be a significant matchup, Stu, him and Bayfield, but Bayfield definitely had the advantage in the first half. Now, Grant Fox here is really going to have to hit this quite hard into this wind. We saw Gavin Hastings miss his first 2 kicks into the wind. The first kick from Fox is into the wind. He really didn't hit it hard enough. You've really got to give it a good nudge.
So I think the breeze might have picked up a little bit.
Yes, I agree with that down here at sideline. It certainly has freshened a little.
Well, if there's one person in this country who wanted to be kicking these crucial penalties, it's this guy, Grant Fox.
Silly stuff from Ian Jones. He tripped over one of the lines, accidentally on purpose, stood on one of the lines off that poster there, gave away a penalty. That'll put them back inside their own half.
Well, they get the penalty, they kick it out, and they get the line out because the line's not having any trouble winning their own ball from line out, but that's just active indiscipline. The All Blacks, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Won't win test matches, guys, doing silly things like that.
One world of sport is at Athletic Park in Wellington, second test of this series. The Lions leading 12 points to 7. Another line-out win for the Lions. The Brook brothers in there making tackles. Morris using the wind and pushing it out on the full, I think. Yes. A rare mistake today for the Lions, and Ben Clark stays down. The All Blacks win one. Fox with Clark running it up again, just no way through, and not making much advantage out of the crash up the middle either, the All Blacks. Now they win it, and they get a penalty.
There's quite a bit of nickel going on out there. There's a lot at stake. 12-7 to the Lions.
Pictures going through Asia to South Africa, France, Great Britain, Ireland, and the Pacific, and Australia through things there at Channel 10.
Well, let's see if the All Blacks can win a line-out. They're down 16-8 in the line-out count.
A big effort needed from the big jumpers. Joseph getting one. Ballard not controlling it. Eventually they do. Knocked on though.
Oh, he won the ball. It's right knock right there by Gray. Down. Is that control of the ball necessary one, isn't it?
Short side there under that 15 metres for the Lions. Andrew.
Yes, well, unfortunately, when you're playing into the wind, you just can't afford to give that sort of possession away. The Lions know that it's crucial that they keep the All Blacks inside their own half, and I'm sure Andrew and Morris are just going to keep pumping it into the corners.
Hasn't been much attacking for the Wings today. That was Joseph in the middle of the line at that time. Johnson getting hauled over to the All Black side this time. Well, it's really hard work getting tidy possession for the Black team, Wayne.
Yes, they seem very good at getting in there and wrapping up the ball carrier. The Blacks have got to go in quicker for the Blacks. Richards and these fellas, they can get in there and get their hands on it.
Hastings, that's a beauty. That's a real test for Tunu. He's safe under it. Well wrapped up there by Gibbs and Guscott. That's the 22 for the All Blacks. They win it. Fortunately for them, Preston, Turlin with a bit of room. Turlin and Andrew. Andrew gets him, Fox. Basketball flashing back to Preston.
kick by Gavin Hastings. Equally great take by John Timu. Never flinched.
Scrum screwing slightly, just making it less than easy for Morris to clear. Winterbottom, though, standing off the block. Now another high kick. Timu has Guscott on him this time. Timu takes it. Guscott was offside.
Yes, the referee indicating to Jeremy Guscott that he was in front of the kick. So the All Blacks have taken the scrum in the middle of the field.
Well, attacking options there. 4 going left for the All Blacks, but it's Preston running the right. Back into Kerwin. Again, sensational tackling. That was knee tremble stuff on John Kerwin. Preston, a nice chip into open spaces.
I think the tackler on John Kerwin might have been Ben Clark.
Yes, great loose forward tackling there from Clark. Really drove Kerwin back, but the All Blacks don't seem to have any answer. Just watch Clark here. He's in. He's underneath Kerwin. Great loose forward tackle.
He's a great player too. He is in a world of his own, Ben Clark.
Bayfield winning another one, but through ruining it for the All Blacks. Now Preston. Jones runs it up. Transferred nicely. Preston talks. Orders Marty Robin Brook into a gap. The push goes on from the All Blacks.
The Lions have got Papawell, Richards, Winterbottom all standing off.
Now throwing him on Ryan Evans again. 3 on him now. Guscott's coming across. Hastings was there. Andrew was there as well. The car defence from the Lions is magnificent. Now, Clark running it straight. The referee almost makes the tackle. 15 metres out. Joseph runs it back, giving the Lions time to regroup. Now Preston, Fox and Kerwin. Timu Hackenfeld, Fox. 3 metres out. The All Blacks need this. They must win this. Joseph is standing off. Now he's held. The ball is available. Brown drives closer. Will the ball come free? The referee says the All Blacks took it in. No.
That swung our way. I don't know whether we should have got that one.
Oh, that's a big call.
That's a big call. You won't find anyone arguing in New Zealand over that call, but I really think that could have gone the Lions' way.
Now listen to the crowd roaring. The All Blacks need points.
Preston waits. There's a big blindside going Kerwin's way. That's to the right. What a scrum though from the Lions. Buck. Hastings making a tackle. Underwood there as well. Now they'll try and stop Kerwin from freeing it, so they might get the scrum. Yes, they do. Great defensive play by the Lions on that short side.
Well, those loose forwards of the Lions make some big tackles. The All Black pack desperate to get a try, desperate to get across the line. Kerwin there just held up inches short. Timu was outside him though, there was room outside, but he just couldn't quite free it.
Well, New Zealand's top try scorer in tests, John Kerwin. They dearly love one from him today. 12-7. The Lions lead. Now a big scrum from the All Blacks. They're putting the second shove on. Very good scrum from the All Blacks. The Lions kept it though. The mistake made by Andrew. Hasn't found touch. Kerwin straight at the touchline.
Zins and Brook, if he just maybe if he missed John out, John Kerwin out and given it straight to John Timu, the man had a chance. But again, the defence is good from the British Lions. They're well organised and they've got no fear in making the tackle.
Another Lions line-out wing. Jones off very fast to try and put pressure on the backs, but Guscott's got a lot of time.
Line-outs still favouring 17-10. 16-10 to the Lions. The line-out still very much in favour of the British Lions. All Blacks have got to keep winning their share of balls, Stu. They've got to keep running it at the British Lions. They need points.
5 in the line-out. Lovely jump from Ronald Brook. Clark was almost onto Fox as he got the ball. Timu running at pace. But the Lions backline defence, they've worked out everything. They're covering all the options. Now the All Blacks. The head just popping up there, having a look. Oh, knock on. The All Blacks have lost it. Guscott. Now Underwood. He's got it. He's up there. They'll never stop him. Not this time. Great try. Well, Underwood. They've got one chance, and Ian McGuckin is absolutely delighted. So too is Rory Underwood.
Well, it started with an air about the All Blacks. They got the drive on. Sean Fitzpatrick lost the ball forward. Advantage played. Little Dewey Morris there. Nice pass from Jeremy Guscott, giving him space, and this guy hits the turbo button. He is bye-bye. That is a magnificent try.
Well, just look at the pace of the man getting down that grandstand touchline. Absolutely steaming, and Kerwin wasn't even going to lay a hand on him. The Lions know that that try is the game breaker.
That's this fate sealed.
Well, he had 2 goes in the first test, and Timu, the All Black fullback, nailed him each time. This time, he was able to hit full gear.
But watching Brian Moore and Morris back on halfway, they were really giving the salute. They were jumping for joy watching Underwood steaming down that touchline. They know that they've got it.
A conversion. Swinging, and not swinging enough. 17 points to 7. Well, while the kick was being lined up, several of the Lions players were urging the Millard stand crowd to get behind them. They got some support. More mistakes from the kick-off.
Well, what this is going to mean is it gives the opportunity for the Lions to put themselves right back inside the 22. Bad mistake.
Now, well, it moved a fair way off the mark. Morris. The All Blacks have to make all the play now. They're down by 10 points. Kerr, well, they look after him today. Off goes big Nick Pomerwell. The Lions winning so much possession. Evans is racing after that. The Lions again in great position.
That's good rugby. Good play, Rob Andrew. They won the ruck. He took his time. The space in that right-hand corner. And the Lions fans are loving this.
You know, that was a brilliant piece of play by Peter Winterberg. The way it's in John Kerwin, and the All Blacks lost it.
Yes, there's not too many answers out there for the All Black side. The experience of Andrew, Winterbottom, it's all starting to tell.
Joseph takes it, but the Lions really just set on him. Standing off now, nothing for Preston to do but kick. Still the hint is there that the Lions will have a run. They'll run at anything, but they have that 10-point advantage. 17-7.
Well, the All Blacks have got to score a couple of tries. That's a nice stat to see.
Well, that game was in 1971, and the British Isles won that by 13 points to 3. Mayfield adding to the line-out possession of the Lions.
Absolutely brilliant take by Mayfield there. Look at that control they've got now.
A real confidence.
Sean Fitzpatrick's coming in on the wrong side again.
Well, also noticeable there that Brian Moore was putting in a big charge, and that's been one of the successes for the Lions, the change at hooker.
I was just going to say, John, that the All Blacks really have to score 2 tries to get themselves back into this test, and I don't think they can do it. And here's Brian Moore. He sees the control of the ball at the back, and there's Sean Fitzpatrick coming in. The law says quite clearly you've got to come in from the offside position. Offside line, not rather than the line of the ball, which is the old law. But I don't know, Dwayne, I've just got a funny feeling we've got enough grunt out there to score twice.
Well, not from what we've seen so far, Stewie. There doesn't seem to be a lot of answers there in that All Black side. The Lions seem to be coming, as the game is progressing, they seem to be coming more and more in control of the situation. Hastings can slot this one.
The wind behind him. It doesn't help Hastings, though. He misses. He's missed the 3 penalties, but the Lions still lead by 17-7.
He's having an absolute blinder, isn't he, the Irishman? Well, look at him, look at the eyes on him. I think he's loving it.
Actually, all of them, look at them, all really so confident now.
Well, they've got a sniff, John, and they can sniff a victory here, which will make Eden Park really exciting.
There'll be 15 minutes of some of the best defensive work probably that the Lions have ever put in.
There's the unreliable Peter in the bottom, and Dean Richards just wrapping all those guys up. And they spread their defence. Look, they've still got red jerseys here, it's not a problem. You know, there's Peter Winterbottom again, making another big hit.
Preston reaches, still only one-on-one out there. Timo, no way through again. Fox waits for the forwards. Just one there, and that was Brook. The Lions, a few of them there, the rest standing out wide to make the tackles. There's just no way through for the All Blacks. Look, 4-on-2 again. And now they turn it over. Well, if the Lions free it here, they've got numbers, but the All Blacks get it. Fox, telegraphed the curl on this coming. Rob Andrew won't be enjoying that. No one there. Bounce past to Fitzpatrick. Very, very scrappy, and all put down, I think, to the pressure being exerted by the Lions.
Well, the Lions are not missing many first-up tackles. And if there's not one Lions jersey there, this Peter Winterbottom has really basically tackled himself out of the game. Rob Andrew would have felt that ruck. And I don't really think the All Blacks are under a bit of pressure here. They've got to start looking and saying, how are we going to break this defence? Do we keep trying to smash it up with the big boys like Inga, John Curran? This is what we should be doing. We want runners off John Preston. Where are they? He goes looking for them.
There's no doubt about it. The Lions have always got the defence stacked. They seem to have players all over the park. And very seldom do you see the All Blacks crack the advantage line. They're getting knocked over time and time again in behind the forwards. Here's Teague coming on. Winterbottom's leaving the field.
Quite a bad head cut, Peter Winterbottom. He may come back, of course. Mike Teague might be on there just temporarily.
The Lions centre field scrum now. Teague giving great support there to his halfback. And Andrew just controlling it so well.
Just using the touch lines, going down the tram line, bouncing into the touch. But I don't think Peter Winterbottom really wants to leave the field.
It will take a fair bit to keep him off the field. He's saying, get that tape on quickly. I'm getting back out there. I'm loving this.
28 minutes gone in the second half. The All Blacks trailing by 10. Again, the Lions' defence just swarms in and snuffs out any All Black attack. Patrick Robin, the French referee, blows his whistle once and then again. Out in front of the posts and only 26 metres out.
The All Blacks have taken the ball and they've been wrapped up. Jerseys everywhere. The whistle is gone. The Robin Brook, yeah, well, quite right. Surprised the French referee, Patrick Robin. That's a penalty offence. Instead of a defensive scrum, they're now standing behind underneath the goalpost. They'll probably see this white ball go straight down the post.
Well, the Lions have really bounced back from that loss to Auckland and Hawke's Bay. They've been in total control, really, of this second spell.
They have this incredible ability, John, of just closing the game down once they get their noses in front.
Hastings. Yes! His fourth penalty. It's 20 points to 7. To come back from here would be something of a miracle from the All Blacks with 10 minutes to go.
Well, they worked hard in the first half, didn't they? And got in front. They nosed their way in front, and now they're starting to really waltz away with it, the Lions. All Blacks don't seem to have an answer.
The ball goes the distance this time. The All Blacks, real pressure needed. The Lions using the wind to their advantage. Johnson and Bayfield in the picture there. They look for Clark. This time it was taken down at the back from Michael Jones. Scrappy ball there for the All Blacks, though. Preston to Tuigamala. He's out there by himself. Fitzpatrick gets to him first. Tuigamala says, Davis going home. All right, Brown. Bolted it up the middle. Some urgency there from the All Blacks. They get a bit of a roll on. They keep the ball. Preston. Clark and Butts. Curl again. Two on him.
This is the ball they want to win early, but unfortunately it's going to go the other side as a turnover.
Well, there's some great forward work being done by the Lions in those tackles. They won the ball anyway, and now they get the pull in.
It's good rugby. The All Blacks got themselves a little bit fizzed up. They started hitting the rucks and walls, got runners going. They set the backs alight with some good hands. Watch this run of the big black man. Holding it to him. It's sensational. Crosses one. Now he takes off. Hits one. Right, Andrew. See you later. Oh, what a great run. Ollie Brown. But tremendous defence by the Lions. They're just not missing any tackles.
Now the Lions force the All Blacks to work their way back towards the goal line.
Poor little Rob, Andrew. He really took it from Tuigamala, didn't he? Tuigamala just walked right over the top of him.
Well, you know, that was a good decision. I get buying and talking about the green light all day.
Michael Jones looking quite groggy. Looked wobbly on his pins there, Michael Jones.
Have a look at this. He runs out of room. Gets that great big left foot going.
Look out, Rob Andrew, here I come. Bang.
Back to the live action through one world of sport at Athletic Park in Wellington. Andrew again. The Lions backs won't mind if they don't see the ball again this afternoon. They'll be quite happy to see Andrew do that sort of thing. They lead by 20 points to 7.
It really has been a masterful display by Andrew and Morris. They consulted brilliantly for the Lions. Kept that third back just rolling up the field. Great halfback first 5 games.
Fox. Held up there by the Lions. Delivered on a plate to Morris. And Andrew hammers it down the field. There's nothing for the All Blacks to do from this position, or is there? One last desperate run through Tournament. That's one lock with a sore head. Preston, 2 on 4 out there though. Kerwin Guscott gets him again. Touch judges his flag up. Well, Guscott has been getting across and making some fantastic tackles, Stu Wilson.
There's been nothing wrong with the first up tackles. Now watch this. There's no fear. Johnson, who at least he went in and made the tackle.
Yeah,
courageous stuff.
Good effort that from the big lock. He wasn't going to let him get away at the middle of the park.
That's the commitment that has won this game for the Lions. It's the mental hardness of getting your nose in front and staying there.
Ian Jones wins one for the All Blacks from that line-out. But the big bulky Lions men wrench the ball free illegally.
They put the boot away.
Tap and run through Brook. The ball laid up. Joseph. Johnson and Bayfield making top tackles out at their locks. Oh. Tino stepping. Well, Joseph is a time teammate with him. Well, he must be absolutely delighted that the All Blacks are really, in what it seems like, almost state of panic. No way through at all.
I don't call it panic, John. They're trying one or two options. They're just finding this red defence very hard to get through. It's good quality rugby, good defensive rugby by the Lions, and this is going to win the test for them.
A penalty now to the All Blacks.
Occasionally they'll give the odd penalty away, but 3 points is not enough. We need to run at them. Good work, Zinzan Brook. And where are the rest of them? Where's the commitment?
Lions, a lot of players standing out from the Lions. There are only 4 red jerseys there at the ruck. Joseph breaking the fair away from the ball. Tangamatta again. Great hands from Clark. Munson Kerwin just making no headway against this fantastic Lions defence.
And what they have to do is go again. 3 points is not enough. Good work again, Zinzan Brook. And where are the rest of the boys? That's better.
Down 20 metres out. Centre field. The All Blacks again through Brook. Now can the backs do something as Jones gets on the road. Kerwin looking for Tino. No way through again, and Guscott is at close once more.
Good rugby. All Blacks starting to get their game plan together. Moving the ball right, springing it out to the wings. Good hands. Good defence.
Starting on a replay here, and we see Tino being absolutely covered. He just about escapes Underwood. Hastings, Guscott across to get him.
The thing that the All Blacks did there, Stu, is that they ran a couple of runners at those 3 or 4 forwards that were hanging off. That gave them a bit of room out wider. They committed Richards, committed Winterbottom for the first time in the match, and then moved it.
They've taken so long to work their way into an attacking position, and then there was a penalty at line-out time. Gavin Hastings, after all the disappointments of the last week, the last couple weeks, in fact. He'll just be holding in a big grin, which I'm sure will spread over his face in about 3 minutes' time. Towards the halfway, 2 minutes to go. This victory by the Lions sets up a grand finale this time next week at Eden Park in Auckland. One way to score will be there with the live action. Now Gascoigne, not even trying to run, he just knows what to do, and that's punch it down towards the All Blacks line.
Well, he's in a class of his own too, Jeremy Gascoigne. Great vision player.
Yes, I mean, they're so good on defence too, Stu, aren't they? Gascoigne, Underwood, Hastings, they've got speed, so they can cover that man out wide all the time.
Robin Brook wins another for the All Blacks. Collins and which is trailing by 13 points at the moment, the All Blacks. 20 points to 7, the Lions lead. Again, they use Zinzambrook to run it up. Brown is there, Dowd, Preston, Tuangamana, just being used as a battering ram. Kerwin, lucky that Bunce was there. That's Clark making a tackle, the Lions forwards all there.
Good hands and good ball skills shown here by the All Black backs. They're still giving the ball some air, which is still good.
It's a good pass. Now Gascoigne hands in the crossfield, so does Evans. This time Evans makes the tackle. Clark, little room. We can use that left foot. Hastings, though, no pressure on him.
Well, they're just going to have to run this back. Take off.
Beats the first. Second. Turns it like a bit, smothered from behind by Clark, and that will have sucked a try because Ian Jones was looming. Now Fox waiting for someone to get to Jones, and the Lions might win this ball. No, they concede a penalty.
Well, they've got to keep this momentum going. They've got to somehow get the ball. That's been kicked away by Brian Moore. Soccer skills there, unnoticed by the French referee. They've just got to keep going. Got nothing else to lose.
Brook has to just escape the attentions of one of the loose forwards. Evans rolls it into touch. Evans rolls it into touch, and the referee blows his whistle.